We are now in Jerusalem. Wow, surprise, surprise. But we're heading to Italy. What? Yeah, there is a museum of Italy here, but look how beautiful is that place. Full with music, an excellent restaurant, but it's a little bit early for that. At night time, especially tonight, it's the weekend, the beginning of the weekend in Israel. It's going to be quite crowded. But we are heading to a beautiful building and a lovely museum of the Italian Jews. Then let's see if we will be able to take a video of it, because if you are watching it, it means that I did. Look at that building. Look at that building. Tempio Italiano, a synagogue, synagogue of the Jews from Rome. That's the meaning of it in Hebrew. Let's go in.
אנחנו היום, מניח שפסקת כבר עוד כאן, אנחנו עושים הדרכה קצרה יותר, מכיוון שהיה כאן איזה בעיה בזמנים וכן הלאה.
The compound wasn't a Jewish compound. The compound was a Catholic compound, German Catholic, in 19th century, and that building is part of it. Look at the ceiling. There's a beautiful painting by Christians about the Old and the New Testament. For example, Moses, and right here you can see Jesus and the Samaritan woman, Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Jewish temple. And we are climbing up to see Elijah, the synagogue. The other side, this is the older part. The other side was the school for girls. It reminds me a little bit the Austrian hospice. Which was built by the Austrian Catholic. Oh, look how beautiful it is. Wow. Beautiful.
חבר'ה, תסתכלו עליי, שאני רוצה שתרגישו שאתם נהנים פה. תסתכלו עליי, גם אתה...
רגע. For the information about the synagogue, that will give you, I want you to see the Torah scroll, then you open it.
ואפשר לראות את כל הספרי תורה, שהספרי תורה שאנחנו יכולים לראות אותם כאן הם בעצם שילוב של מנהג של עדות המזרח ועדות האשכנז.
The scrolls are 150 years old from Italy. Then we saw a little bit about it, but I will talk about the synagogue soon. Then the synagogue is an Italian synagogue, very close to Venice. The Jews were invited to them as bankers at the 14th century. At the 17th century, the first Jewish ghetto was opened by the Italians. Then they had to leave everything, and to make it short, between 1948 and 1952, the Italian government allowed Israel to take to bring all those synagogues that no one used after the Holocaust to Israel, and we have 40 like that, 40 synagogues like that. Not all of them, the synagogues, most of them are the Torah Ark, and this is such a beautiful thing, I must say. It's made of gold, my friend. It's quite a Renaissance thing, because that was that time at Italy, and you can see how it looks like before. The idea is that you can actually sit in front of each other. The Bama is right here. Let me climb it and show it to you. The women department is upstairs. It's always the second floor or separated place. They are using that synagogue at the weekend. Then if you want to come to pray here, yes you can. Lovely, isn't it? The history, there's a lot of history. I will add the history into the description, and in the description you will find two other links of Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, and by that you can support my channel. I want you to see that beside the Renaissance thing, it looks like the temple. You can see here the two columns of the temple, Boaz and Yachin, and I'm not sure that I can do that, but I will do that. Look how beautiful it is. You can see that it's actually like a shape of a palace, or shape of the gate of the temple. And the Bible that you saw, it's important for me to tell you that the Jews are reading it on Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, at least a chapter every time of the first 5 books. And why it doesn't look like they finish it, there's so many options, but one of them, as I see it, that it looks so beautiful. And the idea is that only God is perfect, and we must do something that is not 100% perfect. Just for another picture to show you is of the 4 Austrian soldier, World War I, that came to that village and asked to pray, and here it is. They're praying at that synagogue. Beautiful, isn't it? Then here it is. I could take another video of it. I'm happy. There is another museum here, but what is important for me is to show you is that it is so beautiful as well. Let me enter to show you another Torah Ark. And this is another Torah Ark from a village by the name Montova. Upstairs, a koach, icon. All right, be ready for God, for your God. Yeah, that's the crown of Judah, and it's from the beginning of the 16th century.
כן, והמגירות נפתחות, לנו אסור לפתוח את המגירות.
Oh, okay, all right. The drawers could be open, but I cannot touch it. Then you know that I want to do that. And
עכשיו, כשהביאו את בית הכנסת, כשחשפו אותו,
when they brought it,
הוא היה מכוסה.
He was covered with a lot of ash.
הרסטורטורים, המשחזרים, חשפו את הכל, השאירו פה את הפינה.
Then they kept it like that because, but the rest was cleaned and restored. Oh, beautiful! Yeah, it is beautiful. It's a Renaissance art. Yes, a shelf. Yeah, it looks like Botticelli. I thought about the Venus. With Venus? Aha, here it is. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Here it is. Lovely. Then that was a short tour of only 9 minutes, but I think you actually could see a lot of it. You can see a lot of holy cups, the Holy Grail for the wine. כן, שם. Lovely, isn't it? One more. Torah Ark. Remember, 40 of them were saved thanks to the Italian government. And sadly, there's no information about that. Sad, isn't it? Look how beautiful are the Chanukias, the menorahs. Take a picture of it. Right, this is another treasure that we found here. It looked like a closet cabinet. I mean, to put your clothes in. Story tells us that in Siena, Italy, 17th century, the Jews asked to build another room for another synagogue because it was a big community. The Italians didn't let them do that, but they said if you want to build yourself another living room, you can. Then they built themselves a Torah Ark in the shape of closet. In the regular days, you can see clothes in it, and at the weekend, they turned it into a Torah Ark. That place was for the Bible, and you can see the crown that they added only for the weekend. This is amazing, isn't it? Such an amazing story. What a beautiful place. I wish that I could have it in my house. Such a beautiful museum. And we actually saw it, and I told you that it's beautiful, but now I know the story. It's a nice Jew who wasn't an artist, but he liked to do that. Then they didn't accept it to the guild, to the association of it. And he built himself a Torah Ark that's been used. Yeah, and I think it's beautiful. Although you can see that column is a little bit skinny compared to that one. And if we'll go backward, you can see that it's not, there's kind of an angle, it's not so square. And the beautiful thing is that, first of all, they used it. They used it in a synagogue next to Yugoslavia of today. And he said that if one day they will destroy it, they will find his name, and they might remember him, Daniel. I mean, look at the keys. What's your name? Mashimcha?
Raul.
Raul is giving us the keys to the women department at the synagogue that we saw at the beginning of the tour. It must be heavy. And I'm so happy that we both actually stayed in that beautiful museum. See the kind of structure here. And we are entering.
אתם לא ראיתם את הסרט למטה?
לא,
לא ראינו.
הוא היה לו דקה וחצי. אני הראיתי
הסרט
למטה.
אומר שמכל הרפפות האלה יש רק 4 אוריגינליים.
אוקיי.
כי אתה זוכר את מה שהוא סיפר את המדריך? כי היה איזה בחורה
And we are the women department. The idea is that the women will be able to see what's happening at the men department, but they won't be able to, from there they won't see them. You can see it here. Now what I didn't tell you is that there was, remember that it became to be, the Jews had to go to the ghetto. And Napoleon, actually, when he came and conquered Venice and a lot of Italy, he opened everything to everyone. Then the Jews who now went back from the ghetto back to their cities looked for a better place to stay. Then they gave the keys. Wait a minute. Then they gave the keys to a woman, a widower, not a Jew, to keep that place, that if someone will come and will ask to pray, she will open the gate for them. Now what she did, she covered that one, the other one, the third one, and the fourth one, and by that she saved it from humidity, from termites, because it's quite a soft wood. For here you can see that it's already a replica. From the other side, it looks perfect. But for here, you can see that it's actually a replica. Look at the Torah Ark. I hope that you will be able to see it. Look how beautiful it is. Lovely, isn't it? I cannot see what I'm doing. I hope that you can see a little bit of the synagogue from above. That was an amazing story. Hallelujah for that. Another beautiful thing, you know that the Jews must purify the hand. Then they did it. That's made of marble, and from the end of the 17th century. But it's part of the synagogue that we saw. And when the rabbi got it, he saw.
From Israel.
From Israel, not from.
No, from Israel.
That's from Israel because of us, Israel, or from 17th century?
Destroyed.
No, 17th century. When the rabbi got it, he looked at it and said, "Whoops! We do have angels' faces."
Yeah.
Second command say you shall have no figures, no statue. Then he actually broke it a little bit to show, to show it. Now listen, this is beautiful. I'm so happy that I stayed here for another few. Everyone went 20 minutes ago. I'm so happy that we did it. Thank you very much.